I had strings.
Mm-hmm.
I had strings to hold me down, to make me fret, to make me frown. I had strings to hold me down.
Good job, Bob. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight, I am looking at the Ant-Man Legends Infinite Series Ultron Build-A-Figure. And while I feel the figure is sculpted nicely, the lack of paint kind of brings it down. And also, there's some spots that aren't silver, that it's kind of a dark grayish. Other parts are silver, so it kind of throws my eye off a little bit. Now, I am pretty happy about, the Build-A-Figure returning to a larger size, and this is quite a bit bigger than I thought he was going to be. As you can see, the sculpted details, it's movie Ultron, what are you going to do? I don't know, the eyes just look kind of freaky to me. And it really is just red with yellow circles, but it absolutely works here. This is a darker plastic, kind of here, just below the waist articulation. The hip balls are a darker gray too, and the forearms are just slightly darker, but then as you get higher up the figure, it gets more silvery. And then from the thigh down, it's more silver. So I don't know what the decision there was, but I don't know. It just draws your eye right to it. This is a larger figure. It's kind of nice to get a Build-A-Figure that's, bigger. And here he is next to the Bucky Cat body on, Black Panther. Quite a size difference. I like that he's kind of imposing. He stands over the other figures. More appropriately, here he is with Age of Ultron Captain America. Again, size difference. I've seen the movie. I don't really remember how much bigger he was. But, he was big. So maybe he was this big. Now for articulation, he's got good head movement. It's the new standard of a hinge with a ball on top. So he comes down. He looks up. A little bit of side to side, more to the left than the right, and then good shift. Hinge and swivel at the shoulder, comes up, swivels around, swivel at the bicep. He's got double elbows. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. He's got an ab crunch, gets forward, gets back. Very clicky. Swivel at the waist. Hinge and swivel hips. He can get forward about that much. Not much back. And then out is terrible. There's hardly any movement. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee. Hinge at the ankle. You get back pretty good. Forward, not so much. I tried some poses earlier, and he just doesn't step forward. He also has a swivel, forward-facing peg for rocker ankle, and not a lot there either. They've sculpted the ankle down where it impedes a lot of movement there. And after having him in hand for a little bit now, for some reason he reminds me of the old Power of the Force 12-inch Chewbacca. You remember him? Everybody was excited about getting a 12-inch Chewbacca, and you got him, and you open the box, and there was articulation and such, but it was almost like holding a plastic log. And I'm not saying this figure is bad like that, because that was a terrible sculpt too back then. He looked like a brown piece of beef jerky. Ultron doesn't look like a piece of beef jerky, but just how the hips are, there's movement. I don't know why he reminds me of that. I apparently I'm going insane, but that's the first thing I thought of when I, started going through his articulation and holding him. This like a piece of steel or plastic steel, whatever the hell that is. So I know this is pretty short and sweet, but at the end of the day, I'm good with this Ultron. I said in the Ant-Man video, I've liked all the movies so far. I like figures from the movies. The villains, I don't know. I missed something there. I guess they don't flesh them out enough in the movies. They don't stick around long enough. So, movie villain figures, I'm okay with, but I'm not really hurting for them. Don't get me wrong, I like them when I get them, but I'm not putting them on my wish list. Now that I do have this Ultron, I'd like to see him chromed out, just to see what that would do. That may stand out a little more on the shelf. So, if you like this short review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. And then for Big Old Bulldozer, I like the add-ons here. The body, it has its problems, yeah, but I kind of like it for him. He looks pretty powerful.